Teleportieren wir uns wieder nach hier hinten. Und kümmern uns dann um Dings. Für den anderen Weg einzuschlagen, den wir noch einschlagen können dann. Den wir hoffentlich jetzt direkt bekommen, ich nicht irgendeine Scheiße noch muss machen. So. Okay, das können wir skippen. Ja, okay, das haben wir. So, wir ignorieren sie einfach. So. Sollst dich für eine Weile vom Verlagerhaus ja fernhalten, so.
Whatever you think's best. Let's avoid Yai Publishing House for now.
Okay.
Actually, there's something else I have to sort out while I'm on Narukami Island. It's a personal matter. Back when we were fighting the Shogun's army at Nazuchi Beach, I had a box with me that contained some very important items. The odds were stacked against us that day, and the resistance was forced to retreat. I had to abandon the box, but I managed to quickly bury it first. I went back to collect it on this trip, but it turned out someone had already dug it up. So I asked around the area, and the locals said that apparently the Adventurers Guild had beaten me to it. That box is very important to me. I have to get it back from the Adventurers Guild. Would you mind coming along? Thank you so much. Let's head right over. Time is of the essence.
Okay, haben wir auf jeden Fall einen neuen Weg bekommen. Ich bin mal gespannt, ob man hier Dings, wahrscheinlich ist das Ding, dass wir noch einen anderen Weg einschlagen können, wahrscheinlich. Also Dings ist jetzt, ja, ist schon ein Weg jetzt. Und das hier muss mir durch irgendeine andere Wahl von vorhin halt freischalten sozusagen. Okay. Aber jetzt machen wir mal die Kiste-Variante, also der Weg, wie auch immer. Du erzählst Kevin, dass Goro nach einer Kiste sucht, die er vergraben hat.
I'm afraid that will be a little difficult. Don't worry. The item you are looking for is safe and sound. However, I'm unable to return it to you at present. The reason being, it is connected to a case involving the treasure hoarders, which is still under investigation.
That's strange. I buried that box there. What does it have to do with the treasure hoarders?
Allow me to explain. Not long ago, we received a commission concerning a theft by treasure hoarders at Komore Tea House. The adventurer who accepted the commission followed their trail and heard that they had buried the treasure at Nazuchi Beach. But when we went to dig up the stolen items, we found many other things buried there along with them. As such, we cannot ascertain which of the items have to do with the treasure hoarders at this stage. For now, all we can do is hold all related items at the Adventurers Guild until such a time as we have caught the group of treasure hoarders in question. Then, we will see that all items are returned to their rightful owners.
I see. I never expected that other people would be burying things in the same place. Well, since these are the rules, I won't press you for it. But might I ask how the investigation is coming along?
This is where the difficulty arises. To date, we have still not been able to locate the hiding place of the treasure hoarders, so I'm afraid it still could take some time.
So there's no knowing when this will be resolved. Maybe I could help. I could find the treasure hoarders for you, and once you confirm everything is in order, you'll be able to return my box to me. It's very important to me, so the sooner I get it back, the better.
That is perfectly acceptable. However, many adventurers have investigated this case recently. They have searched far and wide, but their efforts have been fruitless. If the two of you are still interested in taking the case, you may have to devise an original approach.
Yes, it seems like the only sensible place to start. With any luck, we might be able to find some clues there. Well, actually, since it's come up, what's the Komore Tea House like? Well, obviously. Anyway, let's just go take a look.
Okay, dann gehen wir mal zu der Teestube. Ja, am besten. So. Da ist die gute alte Teestube. Vielleicht treffen wir auf Thomas oder Dings.
Are you here to investigate the recent theft as well? We're grateful for the assistance. However, I'm afraid I don't have any more clues. It was Tarumaru's #2 reserve fund that they stole. They struck late at night while there was no one in the surrounding area, so they could slip in unnoticed. By the time we realized, it was too late. They left enough clues for us to retrieve the box, but we found no trace of the group of treasure hoarders who dared to target our tea house. I've asked around many times, and there were no eyewitnesses at all. We're definitely dealing with experienced crooks here. Oh, Taramaru, what are you doing out here? How strange. I don't know what's gotten into Taramaru today.
He says he knows where the treasure hoarders are hiding.
Bitte was?
How can I describe it? It's like listening to a regional dialect. A lot of it goes over my head, but I can still get the general gist.
Natürlich.
Anyway, he says he was there at the scene of the crime. The treasure hoarders didn't see Taramaru as a threat, so he stayed and listened in on their whole conversation.
Alles klar.
Since there were so many of them and they were armed, Taramaru didn't dare to bark loudly, so we just had to let them go.
Oh, no wonder. Poor boy. He's been acting more anxious than usual lately and is always looking outside. And I thought he just wanted someone to take him for a walk.
Yes, that does sound like quite a predicament. Okay, I think I understand now. Taramaru says he heard the treasure hoarders conspiring to hide out at the beach directly below Tenchukaku. No one usually thinks to look there, and it's become something of a safe haven for treasure hoarders. He also mentioned that there were a gang of 5 people. The leader's name is Kosuke, and the second in command is called Yasuhisa. The leader's scent indicated he was probably from the Narukami Island area, while the 2 newcomers in the team were more likely from somewhere else.
Bitte was?
Thank you, Taramaru. It must have been hard for you, knowing the details of the crime but not being able to communicate them. Don't you worry. We'll take care of everything from here. We will definitely get your belongings back. Let's go there in person. We might not have any troops with us, but between the 2 of us, we should be able to deal with a handful of petty thieves.
Okay, anscheinend kann er wuffig oder hundig, keine Ahnung, wie ich das nennen soll. Alter, was zum Teufel. So, neuer Tag, neue Folge, oder auch vielleicht auch nicht. Denkt davon, wie mein zukünftiges Ich es halt editiert. Vielleicht ist das ja hier mitten in der Folge, who fucking knows. Aber ja.
I think we're getting close. There's danger in the air. And something doesn't smell right. Be careful.
Ja, grüß Gott, ihr Dips. Oh fuck, ich hab noch Schäger ausgerüstet. Ups. Ach, frisst davon irgendwie. Stein. So, wo ist der letzte? Ja. Ach komm. Und weg. Sprich mit Kuchen.
This is bizarre. How would anyone think to look here?
Boss, didn't you say that the most dangerous place is the safest place to hide?
Yeah, and I still maintain that I'm right in principle. Think how many days we've been here. No one else has come looking for us, have they? I can't believe we got caught. Just when the whole thing had nearly blown over. Hey kid, who the heck are you guys anyway?
We shouldn't waste any more time on these people. Life is tough in the Resistance, but none of our troops would ever think about laying a hand on the innocent civilians under their rule. You have things so much better here, and this is how you choose to live your life? It's pure selfishness. We should turn them over to the Adventurers Guild right away. Once their identities are confirmed, they'll get the punishment they deserve.
Please, show a little mercy. We'll give you half of everything we've saved up over the years. If you're willing to turn a blind eye on this, anything's up for negotiation.
That's enough! Tie them up and take them away. Oh, come to think of it, this is not a military camp, so there's no need for me to be so heavy-handed. But thieves still have to be punished. Let's escort them back.
Okay, bring die Schatzräuber zur Abenteuergilde. Okay, nice, das haben wir also schnell gemacht. Das Dach, leider konnten wir nicht gehoben bekommen da als im Kampf. Das wäre zu schön gewesen, hätten wir ihn können spielen. Schade. Egal. So, hallo Catherine, wir haben die Diebe.
I am pleased to confirm that these are indeed the individuals who stole from Komori Tea House. I didn't expect you to catch them so quickly, especially with no new leads to explore. In accordance with the rules, now that we have procured an oral confession from the treasure hoarders and verified the list of stolen items, we can now return the box to you. Here, please take it.
Thank goodness. Well, let me think. The contents of the box don't belong here. They belong on Watatsumi Island. So, let's head there now and open it.
Na okay, dann ab zu Watsumi.
1, 2, 3. Yes, it looks like they're all here. Some personal items that once belonged to the troops under my command. Water bottles, towels, knee guards. Just everyday items, but each one bears the handwritten name of its former owner. These were the only things those soldiers had for their families to remember them by. We all knew going into that battle that the odds of survival were slim. Many of the soldiers came to me and said they wanted to leave something behind as a keepsake for their loved ones. In the end, all they could leave to their families were these ordinary items, artifacts of their daily lives. My soldiers trusted me, but I failed to lead them to victory that day. Then they trusted me with these, and instead of honoring their last wishes right away, I had to hastily bury them in the sand. Every time something like this happens, I tell myself that by the next time I'm faced with the same situation, I have to be stronger. Yeah. But right now, let me just mourn them for a little while longer.
No. Letztes Gedenken. Ich will noch eine Weile sie trauern. No. Armer Guru. Ich kann nicht wissen, wie viele Kameraden er schon verloren hat durch diese ganze Sache mit den Zoom und alles. Okay, das war dann jetzt der 4. Weg von dem Hangout. Jetzt bleibt uns nur noch der letzte. So. Das heißt... Noch dieser Weg. Und hier scheint noch nirgendwo noch eine Abbiegung sein. Das heißt, es ist nur noch dieser Weg, also Spiel fortsetzen. Und dann gehen wir mal dahin und schauen mal, wie wir da weiterkommen. So, da werden wir mal wieder. Das haben wir schon. So, vielleicht kann ich Goro helfen. So. So haben wir schon. So, ich kann die Frau spielen, mit der Goro nicht so gut zurechtkommt. Voilà.
I see. So if you pretend to be someone like her, I can keep practicing on you. If I can get the better of you, then I'll be able to hold my own when similar situations come up in the future. Good plan. Let's see. Where should we start? Now that you mention it, I remember having a similar experience back on Watatsumi Island. I was with my subordinates at the time. We ran into a merchant, I got caught up talking to them, and I don't quite know what happened, but I ended up buying a lot of things from them. I think we can give it a try. There's an island called Rito nearby. Why don't we go there? I heard all the Outlander merchants are based there, so it might help to create the right atmosphere.
Okay, dann ab zu Rito. So, ich nehme an, wir haben jetzt wahrscheinlich die richtige Wege eingeschlagen halt, ne? Ich bin mal gespannt, wie lange dieser Weg sich zieht, weil ich habe irgendwie das Gefühl, dass es hier der Weg wird sein, oder? Der sich am längsten ziehen wird. Irgendwie habe ich das so im Gefühl. Dass es sich, ich weiß nicht, bis so hierhin zieht. Oder vielleicht auch nur bis hier. Who knows? We'll see. So, Spezialtraining da hinten. So, Goro.
So this is Rito. Although it looks slightly gloomy, it feels very peaceful here. I don't see any Tenryou Commission soldiers roaming the streets. What a nice place. Okay, let's get started. I'll be me, and you be a shrewd and savvy businesswoman. Hi. Hi. So, a lot of the soldiers have been complaining about a shortage of blankets recently. So, 10 blankets, please? Okay, I'll settle the check right away. The price seems pretty cheap to me, in which case, no need to haggle, right? I think that's still not too bad. Is that supposed to be really expensive? I'm sorry. In the past, Her Excellency has always handled procurement of military supplies. I don't know the specific prices of these items, so I never really know how to respond. This won't get us anywhere. I have to haggle to give you the chance to use your wily tricks on me. What do we do now? Something I'm more interested in? Maybe, cake? That's so expensive. I know what a fair price is when it comes to cake. Wait a sec. If you think about this from another angle, a cake that costs 100,000 more per slice must be so much better than a regular cake.
Eigentlich schon.
I've been saving up recently. I think I should have enough. So, there isn't really a kind of cake that costs 100,000 more per slice?
Vielleicht doch, who knows?
What a shame. I feel like role-playing as a vendor is a little outside our area of expertise. What kind of person do we both see regularly enough to impersonate convincingly? Fatui? Then it looks like a trip into the wild is in order. Let's go give it a try.
Okay, ab in die Natur dann mit den Fatuis. Ich hoffe, man hört mich überhaupt nicht während den Cutscenes, wenn ich meine Nase hochziehe, weil meine Nase ist heute wieder on point. Läuft halt schon die ganze Morgen, heute ist immer so. Ich weiß nicht, was soll los, aber irgendwie die ersten 3 Stunden läuft meine Nase wie verrückt immer. Und läuft halt mit Marathon. So, also ich bin mal gespannt, ob wir jetzt so Fatui treffen oder irgendwas so und dass wir vielleicht Gurken spielen, was ja nice. Was dann noch ein bisschen auf jeden Fall bis herauskommt.
I've dealt with Fatui before, but I always end up against those big, stocky guys who are much taller than me. I'm sure I must train just as hard as they do every day, but somehow I still don't have the muscles to show for it. Maybe I'll start to see the results in a few more years. Really? That's very kind. But still, I think that I should aim to look more muscular than my subordinates at the very least. I know that people's trust in me has nothing to do with my size, but if I were taller and bulkier, they'd be able to identify me from behind more easily when charging into battle. That way, our forces wouldn't scatter so easily. As long as I was on the field, they'd be able to follow me. But enough of that. Let's get back to it. Who are you going to roleplay as this time? What? I smell danger! Really? Huh. For a moment there, I could have sworn the actual Fatui were right here. No, wait. Behind you! It wasn't my imagination. They really are here. Prepare to engage!
Mein Wort, wirklich? Ja, Goro! Okay, da, warte, was für eine Waffe hast du? Also ich weiß mal, du bist Bow-User. Okay, das sind verwundert jetzt Jagdbogen, okay. Ganz gut da einfach. Artefakt natürlich die normalen Sachen. Okay, hier das, Talente das. Okay. Für bisher für okay, interessant. Verliert den Akteur beim Feuerungsbereich gerne eine Figur Verteidigung zur Figur. Interessant. Aua. So, warte, wir kümmern uns als erstes um diesen scheiß Feuervertui, bevor der noch. Ne, obwohl eigentlich um die Hexe. Ich wollte eigentlich gerade sagen, um den Feuervertui, damit er nicht sein Schutzschild macht, aber ich habe gerade jetzt Barbara dabei, also ist das kein Problem. So. Und ab. Hoppla. Warum macht es keinen Damage? Das ist Lichigeo. Ich vergesse manchmal, wie OP-Dings paar Sachen sind, ne? Warte, machen wir es mal kurz so. Ey, hopp. La 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 la. Du kleine Schlemmel, verpiss dich. Na. Alter, das gibt's doch nicht. Hoppla. Oh. La 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 du 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 du. Ich war das Ding die ganze Zeit im Kopf. Und hüpp. Damit sind die zwei schon mal aus dem Weg. Halleluja. So, weg mit dir. Und hopp. Yes, Ulti. Okay, ich habe keine Ahnung, was er macht. Oh ja, Angriff dafür. Oh Gott.
Midnight Phantasmagoria.
So, weg mit euch mal. Okay, damit hätten wir die zwei mal schon den Weg geschafft. So, hopp. Und da würde ich sagen, Ende im Gelände für dich mal schon, ne? Und tschüss. Nice.
It's all fun and games until the real Fatui show up, huh? That little interruption has really ruined the mood for me. Let's not do any more Fatui impressions for today.
Okay.
It seems in poor taste after the trouble they caused in Watatsumi Island anyway. Do we have any other options? What do you mean? Isn't this moving a little too fast? Her Excellency advocates slow and steady progress in all things, and cautions against trying to advance too quickly. To clarify, it's not that I'm scared. It's just that I don't know if the time is right. I guess you're right. Thanks for your encouragement. It's not like me to shy away from a challenge like this. Let's do it! Time for a make-or-break training exercise!
Okay. Gehen die Straßen der Stadt Inazuma. Ja, dann machen wir das mal. Bin ich mal gespannt, was wir jetzt genau machen werden da halt. So, und da werden wir.
And we're back. Don't worry, my head's in the game this time. I am a high-ranking military officer of Watatsumi Island and the general of the resistance. Whatever tricks you've got up your sleeve, you're not going to get to me.
Oh, das wird G ausgehen.
This feels like... Yes, it definitely feels like... no, not even slightly. It's not that you do a bad impression of her, more like something is missing. I finally realized it when you were talking to me just now. I think that maybe what I'm really afraid of is her knowing smile and her piercing gaze. It just makes me feel like all my secrets have nowhere to hide, like she can just peer in and see them. But it's different with you. I trust you, so I don't feel I need to hide my secrets in the first place. Even when you're imitating the way she speaks, I don't feel afraid. Because we fought side by side in the past, and I know I don't have to have my guard up around you. But it also means that this training won't work. I just have to accept that this is a weakness of mine, as much as it pains me to do so. The thought of having to live with this weakness forever is frustrating. Are you serious? I'd love that. I haven't eaten anything sweet in a long time. Off we go. Let's go buy some cake. All right. The next step is to find somewhere nice and quiet.
Geh an den ruhigen Ort. Ja, normal erstmal. Das klingt da ein bisschen nach Ende für die Quest.
This is so good. It's certainly a rarity in the camp. It's seen as a luxury item in the ranks of the resistance. We have special meals on occasion, but even then it usually means meat and wine, not dessert. So, thank you for treating me to some cake. The only downside with Narukami Island's pastries is that they're such exquisite things, you can't just chow down on them. But, as Her Excellency says, a general needs to show patience and restraint. Wow, don't mind if I do. That's so sweet.
No, was ein geiles Bild. Die Sätze sind das Beste. Das Wichtigste ist, dass du glücklich bist. Das ist so ein schönes Bild. Okay, dann hätten wir Dings Gorus Auftrag abgeschlossen. Das heißt, wir sind dann fertig für heute dann und nächste Folge werden wir uns dann auf Thomas oder Sayus stoßen. Wir muss mal schauen, also ich muss schauen, was ich nächste Folge anstoße. Aber mit Goro sind wir fertig für heute. Also ja, dann warte ich nehme mal kurz hier einen guten Ort. Okay, ich kann nicht hoch, dann halt nicht. Dann machen wir es halt hier, wo wir Kuchen gegessen haben. Also dann danke fürs Zuschauen. Ich hoffe, euch hat der Hangout von Goro gefallen. War nicht wirklich viel Action, alle einfach mehr sprechen, sondern Goro einfach kennenlernen einfach und kleine Quests einfach, wo wir mit Goro halt soziale Interaktion üben oder einfach Briefe schreiben oder halt jetzt auch Kuchen gegessen haben. Also auf jeden Fall sehr nice. Aber ja, dann wir sehen uns beim nächsten Video. Tschö.